Hello gents, I've got a review for you. I've got a review for you of my I've got a review for you that's gonna be my next project. That is gonna be my next project. Before I do the review, shout outs. Before I do the shout outs, first I know I already said that before I do the shout outs, I would just like to say a big thank you to everyone who commented on my 100. Everyone who commented on my 100 subscribers videos. So thank you very much, guys. And a big thank you to Tommy Boy Scale Modelling, and Fokker D21 and Fokker D21 Joss. Thank you, chaps. Thank you, Joss. Thank you, Tommy Boy. Thanks for subscribing. Right. Before I do that now, so I do the old shout outs to all the pros, to Lenny, Basic Modelling Rob, Aaron Newlands. Aaron, cheers your thank you very much for your comments on my for your comment on my 100 subscriber video. Atomic Dog 32, Brian, thank you for your comments. Thank you very much for your comments, Brian. Alex Modelling, thanks for your comments as well. Kalido and Lewis, Shane Highland, Shane Highland, Making Rules Again. Gary, cheers to your comments. Mark O'Neill, cheers to your comments. Nigel Wells, Cohen C, Waterloo 745, cheers to your comments as well. Warren Blanche, Lon 757, Pete, Laz Guy, Inspiretech, RSDV, Callum Wilding, Mars Troll HQ, Dead Ram, Tom, Mr. Z Kits, AZ Kits, Andrew Coins, Andy Model, Mr. Model Scoot WS, AF3, Cool Fan JU, Trainboy 220, Golden Eagle, James Day, James Dival 64, Cool Fan JU, Child Modeler, Crazy Kit Builder, Crazy Modeler, Hobby Modeler, UK Scale Modeler, Mr. Great Models. Dude, thank you for your comments as well, really appreciated. Paul Marsh and you outside Mazvivi. Paul Marsh engine outside Mazvivi. Paul Marsh engine outside Mazvivi. Dan Ely Modelling and Stephen M. Steve, thanks for your comments as well. So, Facebook shouts to Dan, Max, Marin, Ellie, Mia, Kelsey, Kira, Chloe, Mum, Hayley, Billy, June, Greg, Lynn, Lenny, Ashley, Alex, Andrew, Gavin, George, Tom, Tristan, John, Joe, Sam, Caroline, Luke, Lisa, Lucy, Louie, Debbie, Diggs, Nan, Nico and Charlotte. Speak to you soon. Maybe see you soon. Right, review for you. Just going to put the computer back like that and like that so you can see me. And I'm just going to switch the power on, switch my laptop's battery on, because if I don't, it'll start crying for its battery, for its AC adapter, like a baby for milk, like a baby that wants its milk, its food, its milk. Right, bloody hell, how am I going to do this? Right, get it in screen. Right, gents, my review for you is on this. This review and next build is going to be this. It is the Airfix 124 scale Hawker Harrier gr.1a. Boxed up. Right, so we have a look at the box, shall we? lovely box art of the Harrier gr.1 taking off out of Wittering, out of RF Wittering in Cambridgeshire. And then on the bottom you've got the round options and a bit of info on it and production info on it. On the side you've got a picture of the Harrier, you've got a picture of the Harrier gr.1. On the other side you've got a picture of you've also got the other picture of the Harrier, and on the back you've just plain. Right, so you've seen the box. Let's see what's inside the kit. Oh, you've got to love that box. You've got to love old Airfix box art though, gents. That's a really nice box art. Right, what's inside your box? Well, inside your box, first of all, most important piece of the first of three important things in any model kit: your instructions. There's your instructions. So that's your instructions. Right. You've got a bit of history on the Harrier. Assemble section, cement, transparency, do not cement, alternative parts. Special instructions, and then general instructions. And then this is a 1, 2, 58 sub-assembly kit. I have got my work cut out. Right, like I normally do, I'll go through with you on the construction processes. On the construction process. Right, your first sub-assembly, you start to assemble the engine control. The Rolls-Royce Pegasus is the engine control module. The Rolls-Royce Pegasus Mark 102 control module, which is that part there and all these bits here. Sub-assembly 2, you assemble another bit for the control module. Sub-assembly 3, and you assemble another bit for the control module. Sub-assembly 4, you put the part. Sub-assembly 4, you put parts 17 and 18, 19 onto the control module, and then you also add sub-assembly 3 and sub-assembly 4 to the control module. Hope you like my info on my technical info on it. Then you sub-assembly 5, you assemble the rear vertical takeoff, the rear vertical takeoff and landing, actuating rods. Sub-assembly 6, you then add so that's sub-assembly 5. Sub-assembly 6, you assemble, you add the forward VTOL S-TOL actuating rod to the rear ones, which are sub-assembly 5, to the bottom, and then you then add that to the bottom half of the engine, casing. Sub-assembly 7, you add the control module. You add the control module, the pipes, some pipes of some description, and a bulkhead to the airframe, to the engine casing. You add a bit more to the engine casing. You then also add this internal bit to it, which I don't know when it is. And again, doesn't matter about the technical data of that piece, because you're not going to see it anyway. Then subassembly 8, you put the thrust vectoring nozzle, the thrust vectoring nozzle the thrust vectoring nozzle parts on, the thrust vectoring nozzle ports on both that's both the front and rear ones. You also put the rear air pipes onto it as well. Then you add the compressor fan, its casing to the front of the engine. And then, if you're wondering what it looks like when it's done, they've got a picture of it fully assembled. They've kindly put you a picture of finally assembled done there. Alright? Right, so next subassembly. So, subassembly 9. Subassembly 9, you assemble the pilot and the cockpit. 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 Subassembly 10, you assemble a part that goes to the back. That goes to the back of the cockpit. Subassembly 11, you assemble one of the wheel doors. Subassembly 12, you add the cockpit, one of the wheel doors and the bit that goes behind the cockpit to the inside of the fuselage. And then that just shows you what happened. And that just shows you that the lid, the wheel door can come up and come down. Subassembly 13, you assemble the air intake. You assemble the inner part of the air intake, and then you add it to the fuselage. Subassembly 14, you add a bit to the engine bay of the airframe, and a mounting and a curved mounting bar. Subassembly 15, you assemble the forward thrust vectoring nozzles. Subassembly 16, you assemble the rear thrust vectoring nozzles. Subassembly 17, you assemble the front wheel, the nose wheel. Subassembly 18 and 19, you assemble the rear twin wheels. Subassembly 20, you assemble what looks to be another bulkhead that's probably located just behind the engine. It's located just behind the engine. Subassembly 21, you assemble the rear tail fins. You assemble the diagonally mounted, the diagonally posed horizontal diagonally posed stabilizers, horizontal stabilizers. Then you assemble the center pylon, the rudder, the air brake, the front part, another part of the air brake, another part of the air brake. You then assemble the 30mm Aiden gun, the 30mm Aiden cannons. Subassembly 27. Subassembly 28, you assemble one of the rear twin wheel bay doors. You then add that to the rear bulk, to one of the rear bulkheads that's just behind the engine, and then again it just shows you that the wheel door can come open and close. Subassembly 30, you assemble the engine. You put the engine onto that mounting, onto that curved mounting, you add the inside of the air brake, and you add this piece here, which is actually next to the rear thrust vectoring nozzle. So that's subassembly 30. Subassembly 31, you assemble the other air intake, and it just lets you know there that if you want to do the because you get 3 options. If you do the ferry version, you open the slot in there for it. Subassembly 32, you assemble the ailerons. Subassembly 33, you assemble the wingtips. You assemble the wingtips because you get options of wingtip option as well. Subassembly 3, you assemble a set of wingtips. Subassembly 35, you assemble the other aileron. Subassembly 36 and 37, you assemble the other set of wingtips, and then same procedure. Air intake, bit that goes behind the thrust vectoring nozzle, bit in the engine bay, and then it just allows you to open the slots. It also says open slots in fuselage to take pylon in conjunction with section 58, with subassembly section 58. Subassembly 58, which is the final assembly. So that's subassembly 38. Subassembly 39 is the other front and rear wheel door bays. Subassembly 41, you merge the fuselage. You merge the fuselage together. You put the central pylon on. You put the Aiden gun packs, the Aiden cannons on. You put the air brake on. You put the horizontal stabilizers on, and of course the engine's already installed. So it's basically merging the fuselage together. Subassembly. So that's subassembly. So yeah, that's the merging. That's merging of the fuselage. That subassembly there. Then subassembly 42. You put subassembly 42. I hope this doesn't go on for too long. Subassembly 42. You put the landing gear, the front nose gear, and twin rear gear on. The front single wheel nose gear, and the mid fuselage rear, and the mid fuselage twin wheel gear on. You then also put the thrust vectoring nozzles on and the rudder. And it just says here, if your model is to be displayed with undercarriage, displayed with undercarriage. If model is to be displayed. If model is to be displayed on undercarriage, cement 17 and 19 in lowered position. Very good of you, Airfix there. So yeah, that's subassembly 42. Subassembly 43, you put the if you're doing the ferry version, you put the refueling probe on. You put these 2 air intake parts. You put this data fairing on. You put the airspeed indicator on. You put this clear part on. You put another data fairing on. You put that light on, and you put the wind speed indicator on. And then you put the wind speed indicator on as well. And then you put the top part, the top part that's the head up display, on, and then you put the windscreen on. Subassembly 4, you assemble the two wingtip landing gear legs. Subassembly 44, you assemble the two wingtip landing gear legs. Subassembly 45, subassembly 45 to 48, you assemble the weapon, the ordnance pylons, all four of them. And then subassembly 49, you assemble the wing, which comes in 3 bits. You've got a one piece lower, a two piece, a two piece, a one piece lower, and 3 piece upper. If that makes sense. And then of course you've got the land, and then of course you cut the cut. And of course when you assemble the wing, you put in the undercarriage. You put the undercarriage legs on. You put the wing tips 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 on. You put the wing tips. You put the wing tips. You put the wing tips on, the optional wing tips on, and of course it also reminds you to open the slots in the lower wing to take the pylons in conjunction with subassembly 58, in conjunction with section subassembly 58. So that's subassembly 49. Subassembly 50, you assemble the rear part. You put the slide runners on the rear part of the canopy. Subassembly 51, you put the rear part sliding canopy on. You put the wing on, which it says here not to glue. So I presume you can take the wing off and see the whole of the engine bay. And then of course you've got the bit, and you've got a non-glueable bit on the front of the engine bay, so you can have a look at the front part of the engine. And of course you'll see when you look down the air intakes, you'll see the fan blade as well. So yeah, you've got plenty of view of this, and it's just showing you there. If you don't, obviously it tells you not to glue the canopy. You can slide the canopy open and closed. Right, how far off we're finishing? Right, subassembly 52 are the US. Subassembly 52 is the US Marine Corps. Are the AIM-9 subassembly 52 are the AIM-9 sidewinders for the AIM-9 sidewinders for the US Marine Corps version. Subassembly 53 is the 1,000 pound cluster bomb. It's the 1,000 pound bombs for the RAF version. Then subassembly 4, you've got the multiple weapon carrier that will be that carries the two rocket pods. The two rocket pods. Then you've got the 1,000 tap. You've got the run. Then you've got the 1,000 pound 1,000 gallon, 100 gallon the 1,000 pound fuel tanks. You've got the US 1,000 pounder, and then you've got the 155 millimeter Matra rocket pods. And then of course subassembly 58, you've got the weapons. You've got your ordnance layout. So you can have the RAF Harrier, you can have the RAF gr Mark 1a, gr Mark 1a, and the opposite jobs are rocket pods, are three single rocket pods or one double rocket pod. You can add the 1,000 pound on the inner pylon nearest to the air intake. You can have the three single rocket pods or one double. 1,000 pound bomb, single rocket pod, fuel tank, double rocket pod, bomb. £1,000 bombs on the centre pylons. On the 2,000, 1,000, two single £1,000 bombs on the centre pylon. Again, same on the other air intake. £1,000 rocket pod, fuel tank, double rocket pod, bomb, single rocket pod, single rocket pod, single rocket pod, double rocket pod. Then you've got the US Marine Corps version, which you have an option for which you've got an option for aim 9 sidewinders on the outer pylons. On the inner pylons, it's a £1,000 bomb or drop tank, and then of course you've also got armament for the optional 30mm Aiden cannon armament, and then of course you've got no central armament on there. Or of course you can do the RAF ferry version, which has no outer armament, which has no outer armament, no centre armament. It only has the refueling probe and two drop tanks. So what I suppose you're wondering what your versions are. Now, and of course you've got the stencil data on that page and that page. Now this does have colour. This does have the colour scheme. Now these are the Airfix colours. Now I'm going to have to, for painting this, gents, I will have to let you know, when it comes to painting this, I'm going to have to go by the modern colours, because this kit was first produced. This kit's from 1981. Back then they only had this colour range, and of course since then the Humbrol colour range has changed. The Humbrol colour range has changed completely. Has changed completely. So I won't be going by this guide at all. But I will be going by the decal guide. The decal guide though, obviously. So yeah, you got the general. You got the stencil decals for the RAF and US Marine Corps version on both sides. Right, options. Well, you get 3, but operationally you get 3. Like I say, you get the RAF ferry version. You get the RAF ferry version, or the gr.1 Mark 1a version you've got the RAF version, you got the RAF version, the RAF ferry version, or you got another RAF version which is a Hawker Siddeley Harrier GR Mark 1a, number 1 Squadron, Royal Air Force, Wittering, Northamptonshire / Cambridgeshire, England, 1973. Or you've got this one, which is the Hawker Siddeley AV8A, VMA 153, United States Marine Corps, Beaufort, South Carolina, USA, 1973. That is going to be my version. Although it might be, that's going to be one of 3 RAF versions I've got in mind, because I've got this one in mind, the ferry version in mind, or a third version I'll tell you at the end of the review. All right, good. Right, kit. Your kit. Put the box down here. Your kit comes in fuselage shafts out. Right, I am doing the review, gents. I'm just having to very gently lift this. You have to very gently lift this out to make sure it doesn't snag with anything. It's not going to snag with it. It's not snagging with anything. Right, your kit. Your kit. I don't know what set it. I'm going to have to take this. I'm going to have to take this. I'm getting out the sprue. I'm getting all the sprues out, gents. Your kit comes on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4. 3, 4, 5. 6. 7, 8, 8 sprues with of coloured plastic and 1 sprue. 8 sprues of clear plastic and 1 coloured sprue, and 1 clear sprue. So 9 sprues, 8 coloured, 1 clear, and a lot of bits that have come off the bags, that have come off the runners. Right, so we'll start with this sprue, I think. Right, on this sprue, some parts have come off, but on this sprue, you've got a mixture of parts. You've got parts for the ejector seat, parts for the Martin Baker ejector seat, the wheel, the wingtip landing gear, whatever that bit is, the light, the landing gear, the landing gear doors, the front nose gear, whatever that part is, your control column, whatever those, the stabilising fins for the bombs, the stabilising fin for the A9, the rear twin wheel undercarriage leg there, the windmill, the arming windmill there, the legs for the outer wing landing gear legs, the outer landing gear leg, the wingtip landing gear legs, the nose section of the A9s, the wingtip wheel casings, pylons, parts that have come off, fins, front stabilising fins, pylons, locking nut parts of some description, stabilising fin for the A9 again, pylons, bomb bomb parts, bomb parts, bomb parts, bomb parts. So that's that sprue. Second sprue, you have got various bits. Second sprue, you've got various bits. Bits, by the looks of things, bits for the thrust vectoring nozzles. Bits for the thrust vectoring nozzles. The engine bulkhead, the front bulkhead of the cockpit, stabilising fins for the AM9s, shaft, more bits for the AM9s, pylon with the middle section of the AM9 on, pylons with the two pylons with the two AM9 pylons with the middle section on, drop tanks, thrust vectoring nozzles, and another drop tank, and the rods, and part of the vertical stabilizer, vertical VTOL, and parts, and a few of the VTOL rods, vertical takeoff, actuating rods, cockpit tub, and then of course you've got the cockpit tub. Now if I can get this to focus. If I can get this to focus in. On the cockpit tub, you have got you've got some nice raised detail. You've got some nice raised detail. You've got raised detail, various gauges, various gauges and switches that can be painted up. You've got the throttle quadrant and the VTOL and the vertical the STOL, the control quadrant for the vertical takeoff, the lever for the quadrant, the lever that positions the vertical takeoff, the nozzles for vertical takeoff, short takeoff, and then conventional takeoff, So yeah, that's the old. That's that. That's the old. That's sprue 2. That's sprue number 2. Sprue number 2. Sprue number 2. Sprue number 3. Sprue number 3, which has got parts for the 1,000 bombs, parts for the 1,000 pound bombs, parts for the rocket pods, locking nut, 1,000 pound parts for the 1,000 US 1,000 pounders, parts for the rocket pods, and parts for center parts for the 1,000 pound bombs, for the US 1,000 pounders, parts for the British 1,000 pounders, parts for the rocket pods, the twin, the multiple weapon carrier there. Then you've got the single rocket pod, the center line weapon pylon there, center weapon pylon there, I think. Can't confirm that though, so I will have to check that for you guys. And then the final sprue of the second bag is you've got parts. You mainly deal with you've got a weapons pylon, you've got a weapon carrying pylon there, but you mainly deal with parts for the other than the A9 sidewinder carrying pylon, A9 sidewinder pylon attachment that attaches it to the weapons pylon there. The bulk of the parts on the sprue are for the Bristol, or for the Rolls-Royce Pegasus engine. Again, nice detail. You've got nice detail on the control parts of the control. You've got nice detail on the parts of the control module of the engine control module. Nice detail on the pipes. Nice detail on the pipes. You've got parts for the AIM-9 again, parts for the AIM-9s on there again. As I'll set back to the engine, you've got parts of the control. Nice detail on the parts of the control module. Nice detail on the air pipes that send air to the rear thrust vectoring nozzles. You got the actual thrust vectoring nozzle, the rear thrust vectoring nozzle, the thrust vectoring nozzle bits. You got your compressor fan. You got your compressor fan there. You got your compressor fan there. You got your compressor fan housing there. You got various bits of the control module, various bits for the forward bit for the thrust vectoring bit, and then of course you've got the engine casing, the outer engine casing, which is very nicely detailed. In my opinion, Airfix have got the Pegasus engine they've detailed it very well. So I'll give you a look at that sprue. I gave you a look at all sprues, but I'll give you a look at that sprue. So now it's the airframe sprues, which is on the set. So I'm just gonna, just so I don't lose any parts, gents, I'm gonna lose any more parts, gents. I'm gonna put this in the bag, and then I'll go on to the airframe sprues, if that's okay with you guys. Come on, in you go. Good parts. Right, airframe sprue. Your first sprue. Your first sprue is your your first piece. Well, your first sprue is your one piece upper wing. Your one piece upper wing. Very nice detail on it. Lovely recessed panel line. Lovely recessed panel line detail. Lovely recessed panel line detail, and lovely recessed. You got nice, nicely done panel line detail and rivet detail there. Yeah, good. You're getting that. Good. Then of course you've got the then of course on this sprue you've got the two lower half of the wings. The two lower halves. The two top. That's the lower. That's the top half of the wing, I believe. No, that's the lower half of the wing. It's one piece. You got the top half of the wing. Again, nice rivet detail. Again, nice panel line and rivet detail on both the top half of the wings and the wing tips. Airfix have got their stamp on it, but it's on the inside of the wing, so it's not such a major issue because you won't see it. This sprue, you concentrate on this sprue. You've got the vertical stabilizers and horizontal stabilizers. You've got the vertical stabilizers and horizontal stabilizers. You've got the parts for the air intake. You've got parts for the air intake. You've got parts for the air intake. Parts for the one of the bulkheads. Parts for the landing gear. Parts for the pitot tube. Thrust wheel. I believe wheels. They could be thrust vectoring nozzle parts. Is what they could be. Thrust vectoring nozzle parts. You've got the external part of the air brake. and parts of the air intake. Nice detail on all on the parts, on bits like the air intakes and wingtips and on horizontal stabilisers and air brake. You've got nice rivet detail, nice rivet and panel line detail. Like I say, I'm not an expert I'm not an expert reviewer, but I'm not an expert. I'm not an, I don't work. I wasn't in. I know quite a lot about the Harrier. I'm not an expert on Harrier, but I do know quite a lot about it. So that's that sprue. So many little bits have come off the sprues, and it's well, it was well packed in the bag, but obviously not that very packed very well. Right, on this sprue, you have got various parts. You've got the pilot's arms. You've got bits for the landing gear, bits for the tail cone, bits, the external bits, bulkheads, engine mount, bulkhead, US Marine Corps part, bulkheads, various bits on it. This is the part behind the wing that's going to be going behind the cockpit. That you'll be able to see that when you lift off, you'll be able to see the engine inside. You've got pits there. You've got the Aiden tanks there. You've got the refueling probe there. You've got these parts here. You've got parts of the Aiden cannons. You've got landing gear parts, bulkhead parts, wingtip parts, flaps, bits for the thrust vector for the exhaust nozzles, landing gear doors, various bits, and your instrument panel. Again, on the outer surfaces like the Aiden cannons, the wingtips and the flaps, nicely done rivets and panel line, nicely recessed rivets and panel lines. Overall, Airfix did a nice job with this kit. Here's your instrument panel. There's your instrument panel. Doesn't have a decal for the dials. There's no dial detail on there. Doesn't have a decal for it, but I have watched a build. I have looked at a build review of somebody that has done this. That they've managed to get a set of spare dial decals, aftermarket dial decals. So I think I might have to do that. As well. Now the last piece of the Now that's the sprue. That's that sprue. Now I'm going to show you all the parts on both that have come off. Again, so the front, and then of course you've got rubber tyres. Some like them. Some people like them, some don't. They've got nice detail, nice tread, nice rounded tread on them. Might need a bit of a clean up, but there we go. Then you've got the rear ones. There. You got this part here, you got this part here. You got a part that goes on what's on one of the sprues, one of the other sprues. Then you've got clear parts. You've got various clear parts, including so you've got various clear parts. Some of the clear parts have come off. Then you've got this is the top section of the wing. This is the top middle section of the top wing. This is the middle section of the top wing, of the top half of the wing. Again, like the rest of the airframe, nicely done recessed panel lines and rivets. piece, landing gear leg piece, landing gear housing piece, I believe, there. Air brake house, air brake, the interior part of the air brake, bulkhead, landing gear door, other part of the inside of the air intake, the air intake parts, exhaust part of the head, heads up display unit, this part I think is the nose cone, it might be the nose, this is the tail cone I believe. Your pilot, which this your pilot, which your pilot and your clear parts. And your other and your canopy clear parts. I am going to have to do work. I'm going to try doing work on it, on the canopy. The canopy is scratched, which is a bit disappointing, but there we go. I think if a bit of wet and dry work will get those out. I'm just saying if a bit of wet and dry work will get those out. And as for the other canopy, all it needs is a bit of straightening up because it's bent slightly. It's bent too far outwards to one side. But like I say, if I work my magic on it, I could get it straight again, which is supposed to be like that, not like that. So these parts don't get damaged. So these parts, so that I don't lose any more parts on this, I'm going to put these back in the bag. And I'm going to show you the weapons parts on the other sprue of the other bag, and then of course I'll show you the fuselage, the decals, and then fuselage, the decals. I'll show you the two fuselage halves, the decals, and then my conclusion of the kit. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah, I've got no this isn't come on kit, this is no time to doodle dally. Trying to do this as quick as I can, James, but unfortunately I've got a kit that does not want to cooperate. Come on, get in! Come on. Bigger kit, come on. Oh, that's why it's managed to find one of the holes. Lucky. Right, now I'm going to show you the parts that have... No, actually I'm not going to bother with the parts. So yeah, now I'm just going to show you the fuselage parts. Like I say, a lot of sprues, a lot of parts have come off the sprues. I would show you them, but I don't. I would show you them, but I don't want to lose the parts, gents. And also, I want to get this video. I want to make this video as quick as I can. And I'm sorry if it's a long one. But reviews for me are in depth, or in detail, so I'm going to make it long. I'll try to make. I try to do my video short, long, short, long. And like I say, my last video was 4 minutes, so 50, however long this video is going to be, ain't going to work. Is it? Right. Final pieces are your fuselage halves. Again, like the wings and like any other part, unlike all the other parts on this thing, you got nice rivet detail on, nice rivet and panel line detail on it. Very nice, nice panel line, nice rivet and panel line detail on it. Nicely done, all round nicely done. Right, now I have and test fit the fuselage. When you initially test I found this out when you initially test this is one thing I did find out, gents. When you initially test the test fit the fuselage halves, I can do this. I think it does fit. I know it test fit. Right. Yeah, although initially when you test it, it is warped. The front, the nose, the nose and tail sections are warped, but when you clamp it together like that, it does fit. All right, so that's how it fits. It is a good fitter it is a good fitter, gents. You've just got to ask it to do what you ask. You've just got to ask it what you want it. You've just got to tell it that you're gonna if you're not that you're good that you fit. It is a good fitter, gents. Test fitting is a good test fit. Come on. Don't be a monkey. Be a good girl. Don't be a monkey. Be a good girl. Right. Right, your decals. That's your decal sheet. That's your decal sheet. You got your stencil decals there. You got your exterior stencil decals there, but you haven't got cockpit decals. You haven't got the decal for the dials the decals for the dials on the instrument panel, but then I'll source that'll source. I'll try to work the RF. I'll try to get these to work. If they don't, I have got another. Another plan. I have got a backup plan regarding the decals, gents, and I'll let you know that once I've packed this up. Once I've got this in the box. All right. Right, so yeah, that was my review. That was my review. That was my review on the. That was my in focus, lad. So yeah, that was my review on the Airfix 1/24 scale Harrier gr.1. Hope you liked it. Sorry it's been this long. Yeah. Really good kit, really good. I think this is going to be a good kit, good to build. I will let you know now, it's going to be a bit of a personal build for me. It's going to be a personal journey for me because, gents, my uncle on my granddad's side of the family actually flew the Harrier Mark 1 with number 4 squadron, with number 4 Army Cooperation Squadron in Windenrath in Germany. So if the if the decals for one squad, if the decals that the kit supply do not disintegrate upon contact with water, I will try and get some 1/24 scale 4 squadron markings. So yeah, that's all I want to add. So yeah, that's my so once again, that's my review for you on the hack. That's my review on my next project. Hope you like it. Sorry if it was too long. I'm sorry if it was a bit long. My reviews aren't usually this long, but like I say, I wanted to give this as long the time that it desires. So yeah. So till the first update on it, which I don't know when it'll be. Paint in your hands until the first update on it, which I don't know when it'll be. Paint your hands and face, glue on your hands and face. Don't annoy your parents. Be good for them. Have fun. Be happy. Stay safe. Have fun. Enjoy modelling. And until the first update, which I don't know when it'll be. Thank you for watching this review. Sorry if it's gone on for too long, but you know, this is a well detailed kit, and I wanted to share with you the detail of it. All right, good, right. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you don't mind that it's gone a bit longer than it should do. But yeah, so that's my video. That's my review on it. That's my review. So thanks for watching this video, chaps, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Alright? Good. Right. Bye, gentlemen. Bye, gentlemen. Bye, gents. Bye, gents. Bye. Bye, gentlemen. Bye. Bye, gents. Bye. Bye, gentlemen. Bye. Bye, gents. Bye. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye.